Hey guys, so I thought I would give you a tour of my two classrooms and talk about kind of the machines and kind of what we're doing in my classroom, to maybe give you guys, I've gotten a lot of questions about some of the stuff we're doing and the projects, so I thought that would be cool. So this is the back. So I inherited the wood shop 4 years ago, and this was the room that was full of just wood. This is where they had all the wood, and we've converted this into the production room. So you can see we're producing a lot. Here we have a photo printer, does large scale photos. This was the first machine that I got just because when I first started working here, we just got a lot of requests to make photos. Some of the stuff the kids are making. Over here we have our laser engraver. We have the Epilog Laser Mini, which they don't sell this one anymore. A lot of teachers I know in the area have the Zing, and they also have the new line with the Fusion, which is like, they actually have Mac drivers. So this does have to be hooked up to a PC. Here's some examples of what my first year designs. I actually run it on chipboard before I do it on acrylic or wood, just because they kind of miscalculate how big, even though I tell them like average size, they miscalculate how big it should be and like where the hole should be, you know, in comparison with their design. So that's the laser engraver. We have one heat press, and we did have a clamshell one that was like I inherited, and it was very small. So we have this one, and it's a swing away, which is really nice because you could actually move the heat platen off, and kids could get to what they're actually pressing. And we're gonna get another one of these, and this is actually gonna move into our another space that has venting, just because there's been a lot of off-gassing with some of the stuff that we're doing. We also have the Roland vinyl printer and cutter. So this is an eco solvent printer, and it prints and cuts. And you can see, here's an example of a design that's been weeded, and here's some examples of shirts that have actually been pressed. And so it prints in color. And we do stickers, and we print our posters on this guy. It just has to be, the only complaint I have about it is that it has to stay on at all times, and it cleans itself, but it also, the ink is constantly running through the machine, and it goes down to this waste bottle to keep it all moist and running smoothly. And there's a new one called they're called latex printers, and I'm kind of looking at, this is our industrial cutter. So we make business cards. These aren't business cards, but we cut our passes on there. So we have binding presses. So this is what we use to make passes, and then we cut. So you glue it together on the binding press, and then you cut it on the industrial printer. And we have, we wrap our passes in saran wrap after we do that. Tons of stock. And this is our sublimation printer. So it just has this one media, and it's really just a transfer paper. It actually prints out dye. And then when you heat press it, this is an example of a canvas bag that we used it. And what happens is it actually opens up the fibers and transfers like into the actual fibers of. The only thing is you have to do it on a white or light polyester and like polymer coated objects, so you can make mugs and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna move into the classroom area. Okay, this is where we normally have our studio. This stuff's really great. We got it from Menards, and it's really great for studio spaces. It's like foam. It's like just a roll of this fake wood. And then usually we have the backdrop here, set up the green screen, and everything's moving in here. So the last couple weeks we were given some funds to actually get furniture in here. A lot of the stuff in here was donated. So the only furniture we got when we moved in here was these computer tables, and everything else was like existing. So we have a Mac lab. And over here we have some more machines. I have a copier because we copied the passes, and a color laser jet with lots of trays to do different kinds of media and size of media. So this is our room that's under construction still. I don't think they really knew we were going to use this, but it's this dark. They didn't even put lights back here, so we're using it as storage. But this is actually a painting varnish closet, and it's still vented. And we've had problems with the off gassing of the the presses, and we get like headaches from it. So we're gonna move the presses in here. This is all our backstock of paper, and I keep supplies in this closet right here. So this is gonna be converted shortly. And we also have a folding machine that we adopted from the school because we use it so much. And here we're turning this area into like production. We're gonna move any non-electrical objects over here. We're getting some like workbenches and work cabinets so they can be moved around and configured differently. And here's like one of our 4 new Cricuts. And I can actually show you, this is what my kids were working on last week. So during the pandemic, I had the kids design icons on Illustrator for iPad. And then this week we're cutting them out. And then they're also gonna do drawstring bags with the same design. So just on heat transfer instead of the sticker paper, and then heat pressing them. So there's also the Easy Press. Oh, this one's covered. I know I have one that I have the tiny little heat press, and then I have the the biggest Easy Press to go along with that. So I took with me from my old school screen printing. So I got a couple presses, flash dryer, cure station. We're just waiting for electrical to be put in so that we can actually make use of it. And this area right here is gonna be, we're gonna turn into a little pop-up shop. So we're actually we actually got some like really cool racks that are like interchangeable with like shelves and hanging rods, and so we're gonna display all the kids' things that they actually made. And this is where instruction happens. Right now we have these woodshop tables, and we're actually going to switch them out for movable. And this wall right here is the whole, I should have turned the projector on. This is where I project video, and we also project on this wall. And we also project on this wall at the same time. And there's the U of I alma mater, and we have a little office. I kind of want to turn it into a dual sound booth too. But yeah, I think I hit everything in the room. Okay, so then I'm gonna move up to our photo room. All right, guys, this is our photo room. So we now use it as only photography room. When I got here, we only had 1 course, graphics, and then we also had production. So there was only 2 courses running, and I only taught 5 sections. Now we have 3 teachers, we have 15 sections, we have 7 different courses. So when I got here, where you see where the tile changes, there was actually a wall. The wall was built by the old graphics teacher, and he also built that wall too because he took some of the space from another room. And it was so hidden back here, nobody even noticed. So the darkroom was existing when I got here, but the doors were off. And it's been kind of interesting. So we have another Mac lab here. Usually the studios would be set up. We have ones that we put 2 over here. And then we also have more room over here, and we usually set up a studio over there too. And we have constant lights, and we also have a couple strobe systems as well. And I painted this mural with the students my first year here when we were like waiting for the Macs to arrive and like, what are we gonna do? So the configuration of this room is pretty different. We have a nice big closet for all of our stuff. There's Anthony just came in. He's our long-term sub for another one of our my coworker who's on paternity leave. So we're gonna go in the dark room. All right, so these are some things that I also brought with me from my other school. So we got 12 enlargers. This room was full of old, they used to do offset printing in this classroom. So there was a lot of exposure units, and it was piled high with crap, really. He was like a hoarder, and the whole room was full of paper, and you actually had to like kind of walk through paths Then I also got an exposure unit. For my old school, this exposes the screens for screen printing. So this is the dry side of the dark room. And then we have screens for screen printing. And then this one's not attached yet, but this is a washout booth I got from my other school. Power washer, and then this one is actually hooked up. We have another washout booth, so this is where you clean the screens and wash out the design after you expose it. And then we have a couple of darkroom sinks, and we do darkroom photography. We do photograms and film. I just got film cameras. And so this is the darkroom, and then we're also gonna get a screen dryer right here to make our lives easier when we're actually doing screen drying. So this is it. So I'm getting new furniture in like a month maybe, and then I thought I could give you guys a new tour once everything's kind of in place. But this is what I'm working with and some ideas for how teachers kind of lay stuff out and kind of the equipment they have. I forgot one thing. This is all my props. We're gonna get one more cart. I just wanted to show you how I like. A lot of people ask this on Facebook groups, like, what props do you have for photo and how do you arrange them? So we're gonna get one more cart like this. And then I should have showed you, we're gonna get these Versa track to actually hold all the tripods on the wall. And these wall control are gonna go on there. They're like metal pegboards. We're gonna use that to hang up all the wires. And then right now these are our sweeps, the backdrops for our light tents for like tabletop photography. Somebody gave us the idea of like actually hanging it up on a rod on like a clipped hanger. It doesn't look aesthetically that great, but it's been working for us so they don't get wrinkled. So I just wanted to add that too. The other thing I was going to show you guys was, I forgot to mention that we also have a ton of button machines. We have all different sizes. So those weren't out, so I just wanted to mention that too. I supply that cabinet, and then this is where we keep all our video cameras. This is my little charging wall for all the chargers. And right now we're using shoe racks for tripods, but we're actually going to put up the Versa tracks, which actually just came in. And this is where we have a cart for our media. This is the Versa tracks. Just keep expanding them. So this is what they look like. And then we're going to put our tripods, so these are going to go on the wall. And then we also got the wall control pegboards to go kind of in the middle. We're going to sandwich one on top and one on the bottom between the wall board.